Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, I don't know. Hey guys, welcome back. Everything's kind of messy right now. Everything's really messy up here. Anyways, I am back. And I am here filming a video. Everything's fine. Everything's good. We're gonna get through it. A quick update before I actually get into the video. I'm in my last week of my master's. I will be posting more consistently. By that I mean I'll be posting twice a week. I haven't established the dates yet, but I know my Talk Tuesdays are going to be every single Tuesday. That's one day that you guys can be kind of looking forward to content. I think the other day might be a Saturday or a Sunday. Anyways, that's just a quick intro. Today I want to be talking about skin because I had one video that was out and it was about shaving your face with acne. That video did pretty well, and so there's a little bit more demand for making more skincare related videos. Before I get into that, so this video is basically about all things skincare related without Accutane. There are a lot of trial and error stuff that I tried with my skin, and I'm still trying them. Instead of waiting for when my skin is completely clear, because skin doesn't usually do that, I wanted to make a video about where my skin is at right now. So, close up. This is my skin right now. As you can see, there's like 2 pimples, but I'm gonna insert a picture of my skin before right here. Yeah, so that was my skin before, and as you can tell, my skin has gotten much better, and I've done this without the use of Accutane. A lot of my friends are on Accutane, and they took Accutane in high school, and I saw what it did to them, and I saw the side effects. I saw how depressed they got, and although those aren't the side effects that show up in everyone, I didn't want to take the risk, and also it's not good for your liver. I wanted to stay away from that. So that means that I would need to somehow figure out ways to get my skin better without Accutane. And there are ways that you can have clear skin without Accutane that are natural to your health. This is coming from someone who has struggled with skin, is still continuing to struggle with skin, but is seeing incremental benefits to it. So there are just gonna be tips and tricks that I'm gonna be sharing with you guys on the things that you definitely should try before even thinking about Accutane. So first things first, birth control. I want to talk about birth control because I was on birth control for about a year and a half, and my skin didn't get worse, but it didn't get better as well. It kind of just stayed the same, and there were much more worse side effects to birth control when I got off of it than there were before I got onto it and during the process. So if I were you, I would kind of just stay away from that as much as I can. I'm all about natural products, natural things, natural supplements. So birth control is not in that genre, clearly. It's basically changing your own natural cycle and having your period on a schedule. It's not a good thing for your body. Like, your body should be following its own natural cycle, and there should be no interruptions, because that suddenly becomes a recipe for disaster. So I got off of that, and that's when my real skincare routine kind of started. It was about 1.5–2 years ago. When I got off of that was when my skin was really bad. It was really shitty. It was the worst feeling ever, but I took a lot of steps to make it better. So step number 1, vitamins. I got into taking vitamins pretty late in life. Like, I feel like a lot of my friends started taking vitamins and supplements and stuff early on, like maybe in grade 12 or whatever, but I didn't, because I always considered myself to be like a healthy, active individual. I was an athlete. I was always eating well. However, yes, you get your vitamins and you get your nutrients that you need through your normal food groups. Sometimes it's not enough. So the vitamins that I definitely started taking that made a huge difference is vitamin D, vitamin C, and vitamin A. So I feel like I did take zinc for a little bit, but I didn't see a huge difference in zinc, to be honest, and that could just be because different body types, different skin types, whatever, your body interacts differently. But I know for a fact that vitamin D, vitamin C, and vitamin A made a huge difference in my skin. Like, I think that I also have some scarring, and for some reason that also affected my scarring. Like, my scarring isn't really that deep anymore. I don't know if that's just, it's probably not just the vitamins, it's gonna be the other steps that I talk about, but definitely start taking these vitamins and make sure you're eating clean. Obviously, I don't want to talk about very basic, generic things that you should be doing, because eating healthy and exercising regularly are part of the equation to have clearer skin, but I'm highlighting the really key parts. So number one is definitely vitamins. Start taking your vitamins. You don't have to take them every day, but take them every second or third day, especially that vitamin D, because I live in Calgary, Alberta, so it's pretty like wintry all year round, so you don't get your 15 minutes of sunlight every day, especially in the winters. So it's really important to get and stay on top of your vitamin D. Number two, this one's gonna be a little bit tough for a lot of people to hear. It was a little tough for me to implement as well, but it is cutting out coffee. Now I know that like not everyone here is like lactose intolerant, not everyone has like, you know, bowel movement issues and stomach problems after drinking coffee, but coffee does, it's like a diuretic, so it does make your stomach slightly upset. And I actually noticed that stopping coffee and exchanging coffee with matcha made a world of a difference in my skin. I know that it's weird. I didn't ever expect it. I, for a fact, was like a coffee addict. Like I needed my coffee twice a day for sure, especially when you're a student studying. You need that first sip of coffee in the morning to just be like, I got this. Like just to get you through the day, like you need your coffee. So I totally understand that this one's gonna be hard to implement, but the reason I started drinking matcha is because I couldn't just not drink anything. So I did switch between like matcha and tea, like turmeric tea, but I noticed that matcha made my, like as soon as I made that switch, my skin got better. And I think it's because matcha has a bunch of nutrients obviously, but it also has vitamin A. Vitamin A, remember I talked about that? Yeah, so basically back to the vitamins thing too, but also try to cut down on your coffee. And if you are of ethnic descent, I feel like we all kind of are a little bit more lactose intolerant, so try to cut down on like milk as well. Try to substitute in milk with oat milk, almond milk, rice milk, whatever other milk, but just try to cut down on that. In my matchas personally, I still sometimes use the 2% because I mix it with the water and it gets really diluted, so I don't get too much of the milk anyways, like probably this much milk every day, so it's almost next to nil. So yeah, step 2, stop coffee, and matcha's a great alternative for coffee because of vitamin A and nutrients in it. Step 3, this one is kind of hard to implement as well, not gonna lie, and also might seem kind of obvious, but maybe not. Fucking sleep, 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 sleep. Like, being a student, it entails very unhealthy habits. You're already snacking all the time when you're studying. You're already like barely sleeping because you're trying to like hand in your assignment that's due at midnight, and you're already studying till like 3 a.m. because you have a final the next day. I totally get it. Like I'm literally doing that shit right now. But sleeping consistently for 7 to 8 hours every day, you need it. And I know that some people are like, no, I'm good with my 6 hours of sleep. I'm good with that, that's fine. Cool, if that shit works for you, that's fine. But scientifically proven, you need at least 7 hours of sleep. And honestly, 8 hours is just, for me, like the 7.5 to 8 hour range is just ding, 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 ding. Like that's perfect for me. So once I started to sleep properly, I honestly just got like my skin started clearing up, my under eye circles started clearing up as well. It was just kind of a win-win situation, and I guess that also has to do with like stress. I guess I could, like, it's really hard not to be stressed out as a student or a working person who's just like, you know, you're just fucking working. Those are just stress management things that are available, but definitely sleep is a huge part of it. And not just like, oh, I'm gonna catch up on sleep over the weekend, I'll sleep like 10 hours on the weekend. Like, nah, that shit not gonna cut it. You need to be able to have a schedule that allows you to sleep 7 to 8 hours every single day. I don't want to hear no excuses. Your health should always be first, and if your job or whatever you're doing and your lifestyle currently doesn't allow for you to have that amount of rest, then you gotta change some shit up, because sleep is not only good for skin, but it's good for the functioning organs of your whole body, functionality of your brain, decision making, everything you can think of. You need sleep for it. So start prioritizing that at a young age, especially. That's tip number 3. Tip number 4. So this one is kind of something I haven't heard anyone else talk about, probably because a lot of people already live in different climates, but the climate and location you live in has a lot to do with your skin. So for me personally, I have very dry skin, and me living in Calgary does not make my case any better. I would have to moisturize my face like 3 times a day, and it just wasn't cutting it. Like, it was just like my skin was just very dry all the time. So what I actually opted out and did is I got a humidifier. So you can actually buy them for pretty cheap from like Costco, Amazon, wherever. I turn that on at nighttime, and so that means that in the day I have around 8 to 9 hours in my room where I'm sleeping or getting ready to sleep, whatever. I turn my humidifier on, and during that time there's more moisture in the air, and so when I'm sleeping my skin is able to soak it up. It just kind of mitigates the challenge of having dry air all around you at all times. That setting like kind of the climate and changing the climate in your room will kind of really help. It just makes the air more humid. Now, I know a lot of people aren't too sensitive, like their skin isn't too dry, and that's absolutely fine. So maybe this tip isn't really relevant for you, but a humidifier made a huge difference for me. I actually just recently came back from India, and when I was in India, my skin completely cleared up. And I know it's because of the weather there. It's more tropical. There's more oxygen, and there's more H2O in the air, and like my skin just needs that, you know. I need to move, period. I need to move to like BC or Singapore or something. Anyways, try out a humidifier if you have dry skin. So yeah. Tip number 5 is I started doing hot yoga like twice a week, and I do hot yoga flow, and that just made my skin just like sweat it out. Like, I was sweating everywhere, and I noticed that after I do hot yoga, it's almost like I sweat out all of the toxins that are in my body, and it's like my body needed to get rid of those toxins. So I feel like that really did help my skin out as well. And it goes into, again, that atmosphere of it being very humid, and like it's really hot in the room. Obviously temperature is boosted up, and you're getting rid of all the toxins in your body. You can even like work out and like get the same effects, but for some reason I feel like hot yoga does it much more, which makes sense because they actually set the heat the heat dial in the room. So see how I'm itching my skin? I'm so fucking dry all the time. But yeah, so that shit really worked. Tip number 6. This one is probably a little bit more basic and cliche tip, but I'm repeating it again because it's that important. To use products on your face like hyaluronic acid and peptides and retinol, and there's actually really good serum that has all 3 of them that actually work really well for my skin, and I know it'll work well for yours, and I'll link it down below. But essentially, for some reason, hyaluronic acid is so good with my skin. Like, even my lotion, no one's ever heard of my lotion. I use Lakme, and you can't even get it online. Like, I get it from India, but that's the only lotion that doesn't make me break out. But it's water-based, and it has hyaluronic acid in it, so that's why I use that lotion, and mixed in with that retinol slash hyaluronic acid slash peptides and vitamin C. The serums and stuff, there are a few ingredients you should be looking for, and definitely hyaluronic acid is definitely one of the ingredients that you should basically have in any of your serums and products and lotions that you have, because it's just that good, honestly. That's another tip that I'll give to you guys, and I'm sure like if you guys are watching this video, you already know the basic tips like exfoliate, do your skincare routine, so I don't want to get too into those nitty-gritty details because that's kind of repetitive, and there's a lot of YouTube videos out on that. So that's why I was trying to talk more about things that I have seen personally that I haven't seen on the internet or anywhere else that have made a difference, and it might for you. And again, all of these things are natural. They have nothing to do with taking any antibiotics or anything like birth control or like Accutane, none of that shit. And my skin has gotten much clearer. Like, it's just like crazy. Yeah, like I do have bigger pimples right now, but that's because I'm on my period right now. I'll show you another insert of my skin here. Really good. This is how it usually is. It's just on my period right now. I hope these tips were helpful for you. I will have another video number 3, in about like a couple months time with an update on my skin again while implementing these tips, because I myself just started taking vitamins and just made the switch to matcha about a month ago. So I feel like after 2 to 3 months, I'll show you how that's playing out for me and if it's made a difference in my skin, which it probably will. Yeah, those are just some tips that I'm definitely gonna recommend, and I hope you guys take me up on that, because I want you guys to try out as many things before going to your dermatologist and just being like, I give up, I want Accutane, because I've been there and I know how annoying it is and how you're just like, I just want clear skin, for crying out loud, just give me clear skin. I don't care what I put into my body, but you should care what you put into your body. So that's why I'm making this video for all you girls that are just struggling right now. Don't worry, your skin will get better. It's also hormonal and related to stress, and not too many people talk about this, but ages 15 to 25 are the most stressful ages of your life. You're literally, your brain is still developing, you're going through life changes, you're worried about your freaking grades because you're worried about your future, and there's just so much uncertainty, and you're also just new to the whole life thing, like the whole adulting thing. You're new to it. Go easy on yourself a little bit. Be patient. Skin is not something that changes overnight, and if it does, like how Accutane makes it change overnight, that just means it's not good for your body in the long run. I'm not trying to shit on Accutane. If any of you guys are on Accutane, that's fine. That's your decision. That's your choice. No, you don't need to justify anything to me. I've had best friends and friends who are on Accutane. They have their reasons for it, and I completely understand. This is just for those people that are kind of on the line. They're on the fence. They're just like, I don't know. What do I do? What do I do? Just try these things out. Give it 3 to 4 months and subscribe to my channel because I'll be posting more stuff skin related. And yeah, I hope you guys got something out of this video. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. If I haven't already said that like 2-3 times. And also check out my Talk Tuesdays, because I will be, that's like the main part of my YouTube channel. I'm trying to just make my Talk Tuesday segment really like go off. It's just because I'm a freaking master's student right now that it was really hard for me to be consistent, but I will be more consistent after next week. So please make sure you hit that subscribe button, check out my Talk Tuesday videos. I'm 100% sure that next week's Talk Tuesday video will be of great interest to all of y'all, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you guys so much. Have an amazing, amazing day. Mwah.